All right, welcome back to another episode here on Mountain Man Axes, and today we have a amazing project that we're blessed to have. We have a 2002 Central Machinery 14-inch bandsaw with a 93.5-inch blade, whiskers, you be good. We've already got a beautiful white oak piece cut out with just as straight grain orientation as you could ask for. This is hand-picked lumber by me at my local lumber craft store. So I've been working on ash. I'm going to have a short coming up, and I did a little bit of that. So stay with me, and we'll finish it up. All right, let's see. I'm catching on something I'm noticing on the table. I don't know exactly what it is. If I lift up just a hair, it goes over it. I'm guessing you always wait for the blade to stop. Remove any intrusions or impeding pieces of wood. I've got some pretty good ideas for this scrap to maybe make something to help me get the vintage handles out. So maybe like a drift almost, but we'll see how that goes. That's a pretty cool looking piece. You can see how beautiful that grain is. But hopefully, if all goes well, we will have some Mountain Man axe handles for sale. Yeah, that's what it is. It's that guard catching. It's all right. So let's hit this back end here, which honestly, I don't like to run it without the guard in it, and there's a few reasons for that. One of them being that the thrust bearing down there isn't protected, and it's just getting eaten up. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll end up gluing this in place just to make sure we are set. Okay. You want to start in straight from what I've learned. get pinched, go back in. I do have a vacuum hookup, which I'm going to get taken care of over the weekend. Okay, so if you guys can see that, that is a very, very, very straight grained axe handle. So I like that palm swell right there. That's not anything I've seen. That's not a copy from somebody else's design. I mean, I'm sure somebody else has a similar design, but it's not a direct copy. This one is very close to a TD, so I can say that, but I'm going to continue to work on my design and just kind of perfect it. I do like this a little better because I like a straighter handle. So as you can see here, we've got a way bigger curve in this one than we do in the ash handle, but I do like the palm swell better in the ash handle. So maybe I'll adapt that, but let's see what we can do. You guys hang tight, we'll see. So first thing I want to do is really just kind of clean this up a little bit. And I'm going to use the spoke shave for that. So I can already tell I'm going the wrong direction. Happy with that. I don't want to hit the wooden handles too hard. Okay. So that just allows you to see the back grain just a little bit better, how straight that is. So now on this specific handle, it will have to have palm swells. So it will have to have laminated palm swells. That's one thing I do like about the white oak I was able to get. I was able to get a thick enough stock at 1 3/8 to not need to not need to do laminated palm swells. So that's something I prefer. I really don't like or want to have to do laminated palm swells. If I can get away with it, I won't. So, but right now we've got two handles made. One of them being this guy, one of them being that guy. So white oak, ash, both exceptional grain orientation. So I think because this is such a light handle, the ash, even with the palm swell, is going to be light. White oak is so much heavier. I don't know exactly which heads I'm going to put on these yet. I'm talking to Mike Normandy, the Duke of Normandy, and working with him on maybe getting a Connecticut pattern, which would be awesome. I might utilize the Connecticut pattern on the white oak, because I'm going to thin this out. I'm going to thin this out significantly. Matter of fact, y'all can just come with me and we'll thin this out together. I don't have a very movable tripod, so you guys kind of just got to bear with me on this. Where I've already rounded that, all right, let's see which direction this is going. And white oak does that. White oak will peel in a heartbeat. I like to use, if I can, I'm not gonna lie, I like to use if at all possible, a rasp. But that's pretty clean. I'm not gonna complain about that. Alright, so what we'll do now, we've just taken a little bit of that back material away. I will actually hit it with a little bit of a rasp action, so, and probably not the Shinto. I'm probably going to hit it with the bigger rasp. So I do want to keep this hump right there. So I'm going to start here. Of course, splinters will happen. I do want to put a pretty good round on this already though. So I want to make this oblong. I'm not sure if you guys are too interested in that, but okay. Clean the saw off. Just for a moment there and see. Okay, we're tearing, so we want to come this way. And if it starts tearing, I save those chips for the fireplace, but flip it around, come back towards you. The grain can change pretty much at any time. I definitely need to shape the eye, so that's one thing I still have to do. Let me put this up here. Get the ash handle out. Let's get you guys moved into the position there. Okay, so this is the white oak handle, and I think if everything goes well, I'll probably hang the Craftsman on it. I think that's going to be a good looking axe. This Craftsman is super nice. The pole is in great condition. The Craftsman logo is in great condition, and it's a pretty significant pattern. It's not super thin, so I do believe that we'll be good on that. Now the white oak, like I said, if I cut a deal with Mike, I should be able to get and secure a awesome looking Collins. It's a Connecticut pattern, and I only have one. I've got the Kelly True Temper, so if I could get that Collins, that would look sick on this thing. So there's where we're at so far. Okay. Looks pretty good, man. Feels good. I do need to hit this though, right? So check it out. See, I got an overcut there. So we want to work that. We could work it with a draw knife, which doesn't feel great yet, but man, I love the way this is heartwood too. This is a fully heartwood piece of wood, and I mean, just an amazing piece of lumber in general. And so to be able to be blessed enough to get just a full heartwood handle, I'm just going below the overcut, the little notch right there, and I'm just working that area. I'm trying not to go above it too much right now, like up here, because right now I just want to go below it. If I make this any lower, I'm making that overcut worse. So I started here, just putting pressure on the face of the spoke shave here. I'm putting pressure here and pulling. And now I'm to the point to where that's negligible. Look at them feathers, man. There are some amazing looking curls. Just beautiful. So, I'm gonna get this thing to where it's in pretty good shape. At least the radiuses, the corners of it, so I'm not splintering my hand every time I want to try to feel where I'm at with it. Just chamfering it, really. Now, on these inside corners, I have special rasps for that. So, this is I think it's fitting, but this is the white oak handle, but this is a Craftsman, and it works really well to just kind of level everything out right here. And what that does, it just evens that for me. I don't really have anything on this side, but just to make it symmetrical. Okay. So we've done that. I'd really like to, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere with the handle. We're making progress. It's hard to do swooping turns with that, but if you'll hang tight, I'm going to raise this up just a hair. Or maybe go that way with it, actually. Because it is a thinner handle. as I've thinned it out a little bit here. And I'm just gonna take off these corners. I don't want to take any off the thickness of it and make it smaller than it is, but I do want to turn it into an oblong shape. Little curly cues. So what if you were like, well, Nick, how are you gonna get this cleaned up? There's a few different ways you can do that, right? One way, like there is no way that I'm gonna say, well, I mean, I wouldn't do that. Listen, man, if you are venturing to make your own handle, whatever you got, use it. If it helps you and it's making a difference and beneficial, then go for it. You can use a Makita. So this is an angle grinder. A little dusty. All right, but I don't have a flex backer pad, so Alright, so there's that. And that option works well. It really does. It feels great. The angle grinder, you got to be careful. It removes a massive amount of material because it's not a palm sander that is that's just a vibrating palm sander or even an oscillating palm sander. Those remove a lot of material too, but this is a spinning variable speed disc sander, and those remove a ton of material. All right, so now let's do the back with something different, right? So I've got a couple different options. I do have a variable speed, or I do have a jitterbug, what they call a jitterbug sander, a Makita. But I also have a planer. I've got this thing that I love. It's a Bosch variable speed. It's a Bosch variable speed oscillator, and this thing is just fantastic. My cord has run out, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna extend this thing way out there. Now, the grit on that is a lot less than the grit on the Makita, so we'll take that into consideration. But I don't want to remove a lot of material back here. You generally want to keep these flat. And I'll be honest, anybody that's in any type of profession that knows disc sanders knows this is a very fragile piece right here and can get lines in it. If you go on a sharp surface, it can get damaged several other ways. So there's one option, the variable speed. I've showed you I've showed you hand planing, I've showed you rasping. Let's see. You do have the I don't know if I'll be able to plug this in or not. All right, so this is an old school Makita, and we're just gonna take it. I do want to make it clear, a lot of this has to do with the sandpaper that you have on there. And so this is Dollar Tree sandpaper. So I did not really expect much. The sandpaper I've got on the Makita, the variable speed angle grinder, is very aggressive. Now, here's a faster variable speed. This is a Ryobi, and excuse me, it's not a variable speed. So I'll show you what the not having the variable speed difference makes. It's huge. So having the variable speed really helps. That is extremely aggressive. As aggressive, if not well, almost as aggressive, if not as aggressive as the Makita. So be careful what sandpaper you have on there. All right, now that we're all dusted up, I will spray down the tools. Spray myself down. All right, and there you have it. Almost done. All we need to do is fix the eye. Go ahead and get the eye ready for a head, which I don't have yet. I'm gonna wait until I get the Collins from the Duke, and then that's probably what's going on here. Either that, or I'll put the Collins on the TD. I mean, I think that this is so light and thin. I mean, and this is yellow birch, but it's just so light and thin. This still has a lot of work to go, but you can see I'm getting there as far as being thin enough. So the pattern isn't exact, but I'm definitely getting there. But I'd love to have a Connie on this. If the Connie fits the eye on this and it doesn't have a gap in the front, it's going on the TD. But if not, it'll be going on this. And then maybe, just maybe, if I have the nerve, I might hang the jersey on it. That would be nuts. This needs to be rounded out right here. There's a high spot right there. I can see it. This needs to be rounded out. I mean, I've got plenty of material to work with, but just excited, man. Just excited for a new chapter in Mountain Men Axes. Excited to be able to share this with you guys and be able to make you some handles from some of the best lumber in America, the Northeast Tennessee region. I believe truly and wholly that we have the best and access to the best lumber in the United States. So once I get up and running, I'll let you guys know. You guys, obviously, on my channel are going to be the first people to have access to any type of custom handle I make. If you have a request, I do have some vintage handles, some old Tatums and things like that. So if you have requests, let me know. I can make a pattern. But for the most part, it's going to be, I mean, man, that's nice. That white oak is such a beautiful grain. Let me see if I can show you what I took off of it, maybe. It's just beautiful heartwood. Like it really is. This stuff is going to come to life. I mean, that is an area that I boogered up, but I don't want to put too much on it, but I mean, look at the difference. I mean, it is night and day. When that white oak gets raw linseed oil on it, it just becomes a different beast altogether. And I do have an example of a beautiful white oak candle I made. This is a gift from Nate, and what a friggin' generous gift at that. I actually still work on this. I've been working on this handle for just a little bit. You know, I've been working on the palm swells here lately, and the palm swell, just making it more comfortable. But my first and only rockaway pattern that I have, I don't know if I'll be able to top it. Like, unless I get some amazing plum, this is probably one of the best rockaway patterns I could ask for. Dead center. Just beautiful. I mean, it had some pole damage, but what rockaway doesn't have pole damage? So, I mean, just a gorgeous axe. And not to mention, he had this bridle leather, and I mean, just unreal. Stitched and riveted, so we're doubled up. This is Iron Ox Axe and Tool is the man, Nate, that inspired me to get into leather work, and so just amazing. But nevertheless, the color of this and the color of this will be the same. As you can see right there, that gives a pretty good example. And so, yeah, man, just excited about what's to come. So stick with me, guys, and we're on this journey together. We're on this journey together. You'll see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've already bent one blade on my very first cutting experience. I cut the Brazilian cherry I had. I was like, man, it's going to be perfect for making wedges. So I started cutting wedges out. I got a stack of Brazilian cherry wedges because, like I said, I'm blessed to have a really good distributor, and so got the Brazilian cherry and started cutting it out. As you can see, the pencil marks, and beautiful. Like, it cuts so nice. And then for whatever reason inside my head, I was like, now I'm going to wedge it. Now I'm going to make the wedge shape. And so I'm going to go at the blade like this, with a piece this big and this tall. So here I am with a piece, like this, trying to push it through, and immediately I'm used to things that run in a blade. Like, I've been using them for years. I run CNCs, I operate CNCs, I program CNCs. So to try to run this through and try to create that wedge, right? I just want to start here and end here at the outside. But you can see it went whoom, and got wedged in. I killed the switch, and once I killed it, I was like, all right, well, let me look at the damage. The blade was bent a little, not bad. I turned it on. I could see it. There was one spot, so I pulled the cover off. I looked at it. I tried to tap it out. I've got some really nice channel or vice grips that work great for flattening a blade. You know, you get it, and you can flatten your blade. Well, I tried that to no avail. I got it all right. I'm not gonna lie, I got it all right. And then just being ignorant and not knowing, I came back down that night and stubborn, and was like, well, I'm gonna try that again. And so I was like, I think I can do it. I was like, if I could just go slow and pay attention and guide it correctly, I'll be able to do it. Now, maybe that was the case before the blade was bent. After the blade was bent, it took about 2.5 seconds for it to go whoop, jam in there again. I'm trying to get it out with, like, I've turned it off and I'm trying to peel it out of the blade. I got it out, but it was bent now double. And so double as bad as the first bend and in a different spot. So I pretty much, you know, relinquish any idea of trying to make wedges, at least for now, with a 6 TPI blade. So maybe in the future, but I mean, this is good enough. I can cut the wedges to shape by hand. So super excited. I'm going to upload a 47-minute video of me rambling and running a bandsaw. So I love you guys, and be safe. I'll see you next time. God bless you. Stay in your Bible, stay prayed up, and stay protected. So, see you next time.